there, partner.
Ah, there we are.
Jimmy Riley.
Josh Lander Sefe Yehoshua. What is up, my brother?
What's going on? We rocking the Sun Devils right now? A little Arizona State action?
ASU, shout out John Riley, shout out Kel Wall for the Christmas present.
Shout out Herm Edwards.
Wow, I didn't know Herm
Playoffs.
went to. Wow.
He was the coach there.
Didn't even put two and two together. Talk about playoffs. Well, let's get right into it. We're back with Josh Landers. It's been about 3 weeks now. We stacked up some podcasts. What the hell have you been up to, sir?
Man, I've been chilling. I got to say, Jim, doing this over the phone, it just doesn't feel quite the same.
It's not.
Now that we've had that in person, it's just like, it makes you think, some things they're so good that makes you think you shouldn't do them at all, because then the rest of the days you're not doing it,
Oh, I 100% feel you. That's the same way with the other gang of guys. We're doing a majority of them in person, and then we had to switch back over to video. But congratulations to Boog Meek. He just graduated.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Big time.
Huge.
So now, how many college graduates does this podcast have?
All.
That's like 6, right? How
Yeah.
many members of the Trough are there?
I mean, me.
Name the members for us, Jim, please. I think it's long overdue.
All right, myself. It'd be Turner was the first person to be a guest on. Then you. Then we added Kev. Then Todd, and then D Roach. D Roach was before Todd.
Yeah.
And I include D Roach. That guy sat there with me through multiple trials of doing a podcast in Reno, and just like none of them saw the light of day. Thank goodness. But yeah, D Roach definitely honorary member.
I tell you what, at my Thanksgiving, I think we talked the day before Thanksgiving. So
we did. Wow, that's
I think
crazy.
that was the last time we spoke. So at my Thanksgiving, people were asking me about it a bunch. They were just like, "Oh, I saw on your Instagram that you guys are doing a podcast. Like, tell me about yada yada yada." So I was just like, "Yeah, they're like, what's the trough mean? Like, I don't get it. Like, I'm like, to be honest with you, I don't really get it either. I think it's like in a bathroom, like peeing in the trough, and it's kind of like two guys just talking in the bathroom. And then I was like, don't you know how like girls like become best friends in the girls' bathroom? And they're like, no, what are you talking about? And I was like, oh, I thought that was just like a common thing that people know about society, that like, girls, they like compliment each other's hair when they're in the bathroom and become best friends and take pictures and yada yada. Is that a thing or no? Did I make that up?
I guess low key, but the real reason, or I had gone through so many Photoshop like iterations, like trying to make a name for, like sometimes the thumbnail's worth more than the image. And I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to get Ryan Pilato. Shout out. He's part of the Trough Talk too.
Yeah.
He did the logo and stuff, but I originally was going to call it Eaten from the Trough, but that was too long. Like a couple pigs. Cause I was, I love.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
I mean, I eat like a
I'm trying to figure.
Okay. A pig eats out of a trough. You know what a trough is?
And that's us. We're the pigs. Yeah. No, I know. Okay. I know that. I know what it is. And I know how a pig eats out of it.
I'm a pig. I didn't know who was going to be on this podcast. And so I was just like, Eaten from the Trough was I don't know. It just like something came to me.
It just sounds good.
Yeah, it did. And then we were sitting around, and then Mikey was like, I think Mikey said, call it Trough Talk, which rang bell. Like it sounded exactly.
You love me.
A little alliteration. It sounds good, but then you got people like JP who just call it Trough Talk, who don't know that the OUGH isn't off, and so you're like, fuck.
Yeah. Well, that is one of the tougher ones in the language, though.
Yeah. Oh no, exactly.
And I just said it. I just said though. Is it spelled the exact same or no?
Yeah. OUGH, THOUGH.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. No, it is. And so like that's where I was thinking, like, may have dropped the ball a little bit, but whatever. I'm not going back now. What's done is done. But going back to what I was saying, we were doing we were doing a lot of over the phone, a lot of Zoom podcasts. But now that Boog Meeks graduated, he's moving back, so we're gonna be a lot in person, half in person, and we'll be over Zoom. But I'm sure, are you coming home for a Christmas time or no?
I'm not. And we are in the middle of Hanukkah, by the way.
I was
This
gonna
is our
say, is it
Hanukkah
day 3
episode.
or
It could have
day
been our
4?
Hanukkah. We could have done a Hanukkah special. That would have been sick.
I never come
But yeah,
prepared. Is it day
it's
3?
the classic thing in the Jewish community that Hanukkah is never on time. It's either too early or it's too late. There never in the history of Hanukkah has ever been a Hanukkah that is exactly where it's supposed to be. But no, I'm not coming home for Christmas, but I'll be home in due time. In due time.
Nice. Love that. And now we're day 3 or 4 of Hanukkah. I forget. I get turned around right in the middle.
I don't
God,
know.
Josh.
It's a celebration of lights, and I've been spending too much time celebrating, so I don't know exactly which day we are in this. But one thing that I do know that kind of has a little bit more of my focus right now, it's halftime of the Packers-Giants game.
Nice.
So over the last 3 weeks, I've given Dante Scorsha, my roommate, some bets, some parlays here and there.
To
right
put
now,
in
my
for
bet,
you, or are you being the house? I'm just wondering, is he putting in bets for you, or are you the house for him?
Negative.
What?
He's betting, and I'd be like his oracle,
Gotcha.
like trying to just like feed him some locks every now and then. But he wants locks, but he also wants parlays, and he also wants big plus money. So it's hard to find locks like that, right? But the thing is, that's actually my specialty, is finding these. So tonight we have a bet. I think it's plus 700. It was the Giants to be winning at halftime. Or excuse me, the Packers to be winning at halftime. The Packers to win the game -5. Right? So minus the spread.
Right.
We got A.J. Dillon over carries. So we need him to get 16 carries. We need him to get 64 yards. And we need him to find the end zone.
Wow.
That's it. No Aaron Jones tonight. All A.J. Dillon. Right now we're sitting at halftime. We got check 1 of the halftime money line. So so the Packers are looking good.
What are his carries and yards looking like? That's the big one.
I will give you the official update right now as I enter my fantasy app, which is kind of a rabbit hole right now.
I wanted to get into that a little bit too, because
there's a lot that there's a lot that we need to get into. All right, what am I supposed to be looking at? A.J. Dillon
carries and yards.
Carries and yards. Exactly. Let's see. All right. A.J. Dillon so far has 9 carries for 26 yards.
Damn. Looking good on the carries, not as good on the yards department. We need one nice breakaway, and then keep feeding
That's
them.
all we need.
Yeah.
That's all we need.
Damn, that's a nice bet. You said that's plus 700.
Plus 700. We need some things to fall in line, but I'm thinking we're just one good drive away,
Yeah, I mean,
if the Packers can extend on this lead, maybe they'll just kind of hammer it out with A.J. Dillon. Big bruiser. Have you seen A.J. Dillon? Do you know who I'm referring to?
No clue.
He's the Quadzilla is what they call him.
Wow. Bigger quads than Saquads?
Bigger quads than Saquads.
That's crazy.
This guy, so back in the day, our good friend Jed used to have a theory that people are
your good friend Jed. Sorry, that's
all right. My good friend Jed had this theory that people are come in 3 different shapes.
Okay.
They either come they're either a triangle, they're a circle, or they're a square. Now, this is both the shape of their body and the aura of their being.
I hate this.
So let's give a couple examples.
If you would have said this without telling me who said it, I would have.
I know.
You should have saved that to the end. I would have been more on board.
I should have said nothing.
No, you're good. I kind of get it though. No, it's
like I would think like a square, maybe a circle.
Really?
And I think you would be more like you're actually maybe a square, but maybe a triangle as well, I would say. Let me give more clear examples.
Okay, let's hear it.
Chad Mills. That guy's a triangle. Everything, the way he moves, it's sharp. It's everything's sharp. You know what I'm saying?
I would have said Chad's a circle.
Whoa.
Yeah, I mean, he just gives circle vibe. I mean, I don't know if that plays into it.
There is no scale to this. It doesn't really hold up, I think, if you really try and bear it out. But it's just a vibes thing.
And so what are you saying AJ Dillon is? You're saying he's a fucking
AJ Dillon would be like a circle, but maybe he's a square.
I was thinking square. Like, square sounds right.
He's a square. He's a square.
Just a fucking block.
He would be the definition. Yeah, exactly.
Love that. And so now what's the score of that game? Are they looking like they got a nice comfortable lead?
They're up 10-7 at halftime.
And now does what's his name? Tommy? How do you not love him? How do you bet against him? Giants QB. DeVito. Yes.
This guy.
Does he have a tuggy?
No.
I just pray for that man's success. I mean, there's nothing better for Giants football than that guy being QB.
Oh yeah, all of Ellis Island, all of New Jersey is praying for this guy's success.
Did you see
the Jersey from the Jersey Shore to fucking Tony Soprano's driveway? We're all rooting for Danny DeVito.
100%. Did you see his agent? Did you see his agent tonight?
No.
He was wearing like a pinstripe suit and had like a fucking whatchamacallit? Like almost a fedora type, like a real Italian. Probably not fedora is the right word, but just so Italian. It was crazy.
A cap. He had a cap.
There you go, a cap.
And a fancy cap.
Absolutely legendary.
A kippa. One might say. A yarmulke.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't get what that was. I still have mine stashed away somewhere from 8th grade. Shout out.
Santa Baby, the season for fresh cut is finally here with the sponsors of today's show, Manscaped. The leaders in the below-the-waist grooming have just launched their 5th-generation lawnmower to help you avoid another silent night in the bedroom this year. Take care of your special snowflake with Manscaped and watch your South Pole shine like never before. Get the best stocking stuffer of all by going to manscaped.com and using code TROUGH for 20% off plus free shipping. Mrs. Claus will thank you.
And Josh, there's no better Christmas present for the season. You want something that fits perfect in the stocking? Manscaped. Whether it be their Weed Whacker, Lawnmower 5.0, Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant, whatever it is, toss it in. They're guaranteed to love it. I know what my family and friends are getting this year, and I don't care what they say, they're going to love it. And what could be better than giving hygiene and laughs? The Lawnmower 5.0 is the crown jewel of the holiday, and dare I say, the best trimmer of all time. The razor is electric, and its advanced skin-safe technology is a lifesaver, and known for reducing nicks and cuts on Santa's sack. But the fun doesn't stop there. Anybody in the family can have too much scruff. Look no further than Manscaped's Beard Hedger Pro Kit and Handyman Electric Face Shaver for all of their facial hair needs. Dad have any nasty nose hairs? Save the day with the Weed Whacker 2.0 nose and ear hair trimmer. My dad has ear hair. Is there Boxer Game Week? Take care of the chestnuts with Manscaped's Boxers 2.0, featuring their signature jewel pouch to keep you cool, calm, and collected. Have their nails seen better days? Mine have. My nails are gross right now. Nails, they got you covered. I bite the shit out of them. With their Shears 3.0 nail grooming kit. Need to get me one of those for the holiday, but it's the best.
Oh, Daddy needs the 3.0. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code TROUGH at manscaped.com and 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. Use code TROUGH. Say ho, ho, ho to a well-grown mistletoe with Manscaped.
Yup. Now, you were talking gambling. We went to Reno, and like I said, we're going to have them on next podcast, but I fucking hate gambling. I cannot stress that enough.
Really?
Cannot do it. I watch people.
What's your favorite and least favorite forms of gambling?
Sports gambling's the best. Because you can at least be informed about, you know what I mean? Like, you can be informed in card games, but it's still luck of the draw to an extent. Like, sports games, you can get a read on it. You can, like UFC specifically. Like, I've had one perfect card in my life, and I didn't bet it, and I just, like, so upsetting.
Right.
But I
like throw a little 5 on it, you know.
might as well, and that's what I like doing. Like, and I would get unit shamed at God's great heaven, but I don't give a shit. I would throw like 2, 5, 10, and everyone's like, oh, you should throw 20. I'm like, I don't care. It just makes it a little exciting. You know what I mean? A little extra zhuzh.
I don't want to make this an expense on the budget. I just want to fucking have some action, have some sweat.
Right.
We call that the Ken Dog method, by the way.
What's that? Oh, sprinkle twos everywhere.
Throw $1 or $2 on every single game and parlay them all together.
Yeah.
Like $1 to win 1,000.
I think that's honestly probably where I got it, was him just fucking always.
And I'm like, dude, that's honestly genius. Like, fuck it. You lose $5 every week, but if you have that perfect week,
your betting's covered for a year or two. You know what I mean? With those bets, with those type of bets.
It almost reminds me of golf. It's like, don't lay up.
Don't
lay up. Go for the hole.
Speaking of golf, we played. When did we play? I forget. It was when Boog was. So I don't know. I think it was like the weekend after Thanksgiving. But I've been not laying up, but I've been playing it safe now. Like, I'm not going for shit out of trees anymore. And I'm like, you know what? I'll just chip it into the fairway, and then we'll go from there. Shot a 94 like it was nothing. I was like, happy.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to take your medicine, but I'm saying, like, if it's a driver hole and you're just using a 4-iron because you don't trust that you can make good contact, trust me, I've been that guy. I am that guy. But I've decided moving forward into 2024 that I'm going to be the guy that rips the driver, because you could fuck up the 4-iron too.
That's a metaphor for life right there. Use the driver.
Go for the hole.
I love that. And that's like, I was talking to Matty T. He went to, I think, like another bachelor party or like a guys trip golf thing. And he's got a friend that shoots like 6 over, real good golfer. But anytime where it's like could use a driver or probably should use a driver, but like the iron is an option, always goes iron. I'm like, God damn, you're such a bitch. Get it together.
And he's better than everyone. That's the guy that could get away with it.
Exactly, which sucks.
He's like, oh, I might hit it too far here.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Too far.
I hate that.
And it's like, he can hit a 2-iron. I'm like, God, you're a bitch. I love it. But yeah, and then the game I hate, I mean, if I were to say the opposite of what I went with at first, I would have to say I hate roulette, but I kind of love roulette because it's purely change. You know what I mean? It's the exact opposite.
It doesn't give you the illusion of skill.
Right. Let's see. Blackjack 21's kind of fucking shitty sometimes. I've seen guys lose like 6 hands in a row and just be out of money. You know what I mean? Like, total game.
But you just have to keep going.
Oh,
and that's the Dana White strategy.
You got to have deep pockets. I mean, that's what Tay Meek said. I think it was like, I forget who was telling the story, but he's like, someone close to him was like, got to have deep pockets to play this game, and just kept fucking pulling money out and then ended up. But, yeah, I just sat there. I was like, I can't. I was watching people blow like $60, $70 at a clip, and I was just like, this ain't for me.
Just like that.
I'm gonna go walk around. Fuck this.
Yeah. Like, are there carnival games where I could like win a prize or something like that?
Okay.
Like,
so we were gambling in the Circus Silver Legacy, and the Circus does have like literally like carnival games, and I'm like, that sounds way more appealing. Like, I would rather do that all day.
I'll risk $5 to see if I could win a freaking teddy bear instead of like just blowing $70 on craps. By the way, the one time I did play craps, I swear to God, maybe I was a little bit drunk, but like pretty sure that they just robbed me of my money. You know what I mean? Like, I put it down on the thing that like hit, and I was like, that hit, and then they just didn't pay me out. Just took my money, and I was just like,
what the fuck?
Like, and I thought I was wrong, obviously, because they do this for a living,
right?
And I'm just like a dumbass first time playing craps. So I'm like, I'm pretty sure they just took my money.
Yeah, craps is one of those where you're like, I feel like you really need to kind of know, because so much is going on. And I'll let Todd tell the story because he was there, but he had an insane craps run with the man they call Santa in Reno this weekend. It was fucking amazing. Yeah. Just a little teaser.
He had Santa blowing on the dice.
I mean, Santa was there at the table. Santa was the one rolling hot. But Todd's story to tell, he was the one that went up. So, but it was good stuff. But congrats, Boog. Huge accomplishment for the young lad.
I'm graduating?
Oh yeah, that's big.
Oh, we just took it full circle.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
We just took it. Way to land the plane, Jim.
100%. They don't call me the pilot for no reason, sir.
They don't call you the pilot.
Yo, she ain't been around long enough, son.
Hey, they call me the pilot because I don't get past episode 1. You know what I'm saying?
That's actually pretty good. I like that.
Like
I do. Now let's move on to a little NBA. What did you? Now that the in-season tourney's over, what are your thoughts on the in-season tournament?
The in-season tournament's awesome. I think I'm not the biggest fan of the courts, but I get why they did it.
Right.
Because they needed to be something different, and I think it fixes like if you have this going through, let's say like a quarter or a third of the NBA season, those are a quarter of the games that you don't have to worry about guys sitting out, or not playing hard. So if you could kind of like minimize the games where guys can sit out or just dog it, I think it helps the product overall.
I think
From a
so
lot of the
too.
time management.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, definitely. And they've kind of set a rule standard for time management now. You know what I mean? You can't just fucking load manage the whole season. But oh shit, what was I gonna say?
I mean, what are my takeaways from the tournament? I mean, do you want me to pretend like it means nothing that LeBron just went out there and looked like a young man and shot it like Steph and dunked it like Jordan and just looked great out there? I mean, how much can we say about this guy? I mean, there are some guys that will go their whole career and not only never play in a finals, never win a finals, not only never play in a playoff game, but they'll never even play in a mid-season tournament finals. How many guys in the future of the NBA will never even do that, let alone win it? I mean, he's in an exclusive club. Do you know how many guys have won a Finals MVP and a mid-season tournament awards MVP?
One and only one. Now,
one.
Okay, so no, on a serious note,
I'm the worst, by the way.
No,
I know I'm the worst.
You are. But on a serious note, how much does it impact his legacy? Does it go that much higher with this in-tournament win? Because I know, like you said, it does kind of put away the load management, but some teams were like, fuck $500,000. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and they kind of took it as a joke. They didn't give a shit and were kind of done with it.
It still goes to the regular season record.
Yeah.
No matter what. So if you want to not compete, that's on you, No, just like the good old youth sports thing, like if you don't want to get beat by 60, like, coach them better, you know what I mean? Play better, like.
True, but I think there's a difference between trying or playing to not get beat and then LeBron playing like this is the finals of the actual NBA championship. I mean, he's going to be...
It speaks to his heart.
It's crazy. He's going to be so sore after playing in those games because he dogged it. Him and Anthony Davis literally were like it was the real shit. Hard. It's crazy.
LeBron looked good.
He did.
It's crazy because eye test, he is officially like not the same guy.
Oh, he's aging for sure.
But if you just look at the box score, you'd be like, he's as good as he's ever been.
Yeah, and did you see, I don't know if you saw, there was a clip going around of Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett talking about if they had to choose 5 guys to start a franchise with, or like, who would they be? And KG was like, LeBron's still number 1, and Paul Pierce was drunk out of his mind, but he started naming players and like getting their names wrong and just pissing KG out. But it was amazing. But to that point, I think LeBron still is the guy you build around. Yeah, like as crazy as that sounds, he's like number 5 on the list, but still.
So, yeah, I mean, if it was for one season, right now.
That's what I mean. I think their point was, if you're trying to go get a championship right now, who are you building around?
His mind alone is worth something. I think I'd take him second.
Ooh, over or under who? Steph?
Jokic.
Oh,
Jokic. Jokic is the best player in the league.
Have you seen his last 3 games? He's putting up Westbrook lines. Yes, it's horrible. He's like 30% from the field, which is, I mean, bound to happen eventually, but still crazy.
A week ago, he was leading the league in every category, I think. Not every category, but rebounds, assists, and scoring.
Yeah, and there's something to be said about basketball not being your whole life. You know what I mean? Not that it's not his whole life, but being that good and having other things that he can give a shit about, I think adds to his his greatness at this moment.
It's the old who gets the keys test, you know? Like you get all the great players and you throw them in the middle of chaos, you know? Who do you want to just like have the ball and everything's going to be okay? If you're the dad going away for the weekend, who do you toss the keys to? Who do you trust with the keys? It's like I trust Jokic with the keys, you know?
Yeah, and
like,
he's
give
the
him
best.
The ball, he's going to figure everything out. And then I also trust LeBron with the keys. He just doesn't quite have that peak athleticism that he used to have. So I'm not sure if I'm still betting on him, but I feel like I should be because we saw Brady go to 45 in a more physical game.
More physical, but at the same time,
it's doing the same shit he's doing.
Less movement, so you're getting hit more times, but less off. I mean, you're doing it less. But either way, LeBron's sick, and I feel like people feel like they have to play up when they play with LeBron. You know what I mean? Like you're playing with the GOAT. Like you have to be your best, unless your name's J.R. Smith, then you just don't give a fuck. Legend.
Well, who are the top 5 players in the NBA right now?
I think Steph still makes the list.
Whoa. Okay.
Dude.
No. He's
no. I'm not saying that. I'm going. I just short tangent. Klay Thompson needs to be traded immediately.
I thought you were gonna go Klay Thompson top 5 in the NBA.
No.
There were some years where I would have gave that. To you.
For sure. Yeah.
No. Like no one would have ever said it. Like, no one would have ever said Klay Thompson's a top 10 player in the NBA.
Right, because like, he's a number 2.
2015, 2016, 2017, like, his defense, his shooting, like, come on.
Both ways. But now he plays one-way shitty. He plays no defense, and he's just not the same Klay. Doesn't move well. He looks lethargic 99% of the time. It's like, hey, buddy, get off the boat, and let's play some basketball. It's frustrating. I don't know. It's hard to watch Warriors basketball right now. It's hard to watch.
I hear you.
But
I hear you. Let's turn on the Spurs, dude. Favorite player of all time, Victor Wembanyama.
Wemby.
I'm buying all the stock. Also, I've said it on record on this podcast many times while we're on the NBA here. I've been continuously buying Zion stock.
Dude, he is large. I love it. It's getting cheaper and cheaper.
I've been buying the dip. Right now, it's diamond hands. It's diamond hands.
Holding, baby.
We're holding.
He
looks good.
Dude, you can't say he looks good.
There's drama. There's a lot of drama. But dude, Zion is a beast. No one can handle that guy.
It's crazy. It really is crazy. It's funny. I just right before we got on, I saw a clip from Stephen A. that said, "I heard reports that Zion ate all of his food and then tried to eat the table afterwards." I was like, "Fuck, god damn, he's doing this man dirty."
I sent you a video of him getting in a fight in a parking lot. I don't think that was him.
I don't think that was big enough to be him. Now seeing him, like right now, definitely not. But that guy still was swanging. No, I love Zion, and like you said, his stock keeps getting low. He just needs to get out of New Orleans. I think once. Absolutely. But at the same time, are we dealing with the James Harden situation? Is it a guy that's going to get out and keep asking him to get out?
No, this is what we need. This is a classic situation. We just need to get him to LA.
Oh my God.
He needs to come join the Lakers. They love to play Powerball. You know they do.
They do.
They love, but they don't really have the dogs. Like they're missing that dog. Like they got the length and they got the little finesse with LeBron, but they don't have like a true, like he's the most powerful person on the court.
Truth. But if he's got problems with porn stars in New Orleans, what the fuck is he going to have in Los Angeles? Throw him to OKC, put him in the middle of bumfuck nowhere again and say, let's restart.
I don't know, dude. Just get him with LeBron. And you know what the Lakers need? They just need that guy that could cook. They need AD and LeBron just love to chill. They're like, wake me up when it's playoff time. You know what I mean?
True.
Wake me up when it's in-season tournament time.
Did you see the face AD was making? He was making some mean mugs. I was like, I've never seen this before. What? Yeah. What is this AD?
Dude, yeah. Remember AD right before he went to the Lakers?
Is that when he was getting shit shoved up his butt in the Kentucky locker room?
Whoa.
You don't remember that video of him laying on the ground and like naked and people were like fucking with him?
College kids will be college kids.
Literally just guys being dude. Like it was just, I think he was laughing. It was just, didn't hurt his draft stock whatsoever. But
meanwhile, college basketball players today are just fucking driving Bentleys.
yeah. Oh, another one. How about this? Here's a club LeBron's not a part of, and
Whoa,
his son is.
college basketball athlete.
College basketball points. Bronny scored.
Yeah,
Let's go.
it looked good.
Yeah, crazy to think he's even playing after him fucking passing out or heart failure, whatever happened. I forget, cardiac arrest less than a year ago. But yeah, no, crazy that he's in USC. I mean, paid him so much money. He's getting paid more than a lot of rookies.
Literally. Oh, so much. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I can't. We've talked about it before, but it's fucked up how much.
It is actually an unbelievable amount of money. And I want them to get paid. I don't know. I don't want to really unpack the whole college kids getting paid. It's so weird. It's like the Fab Five thing. You're selling their jersey with their name on it. Yeah, I feel like they should be able to, but then at the same time, it's like,
right.
I don't know.
How much? How much is
they're on their way to a Philly? Yeah, like in 20 years, like what are these kids going to be making if this is exactly where we're starting?
Well,
like,
and how much? Yeah, exactly. Like
Arch Manning getting literally millions a year.
And you're giving them a platform to make millions of dollars. You know what I mean? How much is that worth? It's like, I don't know how much you take that into consideration, but like without going to your school, would they have made X amount in the future? Probably yes, but there's something to be said there. That was always my counter argument when we would have this in debate class. I would just fucking railroad people's days with that. So good.
Was there ever any like good like debate topics or like ethical questions that stick with you from those days, from the college days?
For sure. Euthanasia.
What's that?
Like people wanting to kill themselves, like in a peaceful manner. You know what I mean? Like people that have health that's like declining. Yeah, exactly. But like there's so many lines, because it's like people that are just depressed want to do it, and it's like, at what point do we try and help those people get better, or do we just let them do it? Like, I guess Canada, I don't know how bad the epidemic really is, but I guess is having a problem with that because it's legal there. But like at the same time, if someone's got an incurable disease and they're suffering, you just let them suffer? Like that one was always like, fuck, kind of makes sense. Do you want to be a burden on someone's life? Like someone has to take care of you and wipe your ass all day, or do you just go out while you have a little bit of dignity? I don't know.
I know, it's so horrible.
Yeah.
It's like, do you accept suicide as just like a part of life, you know?
Right, and it always has been too.
Oh, if you're gonna do it, then do it this way, the safe way, or the way where, you know, all that shit.
Yeah, and it's overseen by doctors. I mean, there's a lot of things, but at the same time, if you want to kill yourself, as long as you're not hurting anybody else, like,
well,
you know what I mean? Like, at what point are you impeding on people's freedoms? Like, it's a very weird one. I would say obviously don't kill yourself, but
I always thought it was weird how it was illegal.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Press charges on the dead? Like it's crazy. But at the same time, I think you make it. Sorry, I think you make it illegal because if the person doesn't die, you know what I mean, in attempted suicide, you can 5150 them without any issue. What were you gonna say though?
Well, I was gonna say you could kind of use it almost as like, I don't know, a way to attract people that need help to kind of step forward, you know? Like they won't step forward and be like, hey, I need help, I need to talk to someone, but they will step forward and be like, hey, I'm ready to end it all, you know? And then once they get there, you kind of like meet them and then get them the help that they need and see if we could, like, if that could be avoided, that type of shit.
Yeah.
But
yeah, no, and a lot of it goes so much, I mean, it goes so much deeper than it's crazy. Like, I think a lot of it's the fucking psych meds and shit people are on from like an early age. It's so fucked up. Or just even like ADHD medication. Holy hell. Just meth for kids. Do you remember any of those topics that were?
Well, one that I always remember, which I guess I ended up being kind of like wrong on at the time, I guess compared to the Supreme Court or whatever, was a guy who was a pro golfer but was in a car accident and lost his leg or some shit, or like had to get surgery on his leg. So he was pretty much like legally handicapped.
Right.
and all the pro golfers walk the course. And then he made the appeal to the Supreme Court that in order to like do his profession, he needs to like use a cart. Exactly.
And so what side did you take on this argument?
And I mean, I remember taking the side of being like, well, honestly, like that's what makes it a tragedy that's what happened to his leg, right? Because yeah, that's what makes it a tragedy that he can't do certain things that other people can do, and that's why they have like alternate like Olympics and different things like that. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
So yeah, that was kind of my thing. I was like, I'm like, it's sad, it fucking sucks, you know, but because of this injury, he no longer can do the job of being a professional golfer. You know?
Right. And then that brings into the ADA, right? Is that where did it bring in like the whole ADA, how you have to accommodate for like
yeah. People? I'm sure that's probably what it was. Yeah,
right.
I don't know the specifics, but I know the Supreme Court ruled that he can do it with the cart, you know?
See, and that's crazy because John Daly does some tournaments with the cart now where I think he's technically supposed to be walking, but because I think he had cancer, status. Yeah, and a lot of other shit, yeah, he's allowed to take the cart sometimes. That one's crazy because it's like, where do you draw the line? Because how much energy is he saving taking the cart? These guys got to walk 18 holes. Some of them are fucking far as shit. And he just gets to hop up, hit, and back in. I don't know.
I don't know. That's my whole thing. But it is what it is. I mean, I'm happy for the guy. He gets to keep doing. Because I guess, I mean, he's like, the argument that they made was, no, he is good enough.
Right.
He is good enough at the sport, at the actual sport, to play with them. It's just the physical incapabilities of the in-between the sport. And then I was making the case like that is part of the sport, right? There's a reason why the rule, you know, and so it's just like, you know, like, I don't know, like I was born without a jump shot. Not to take it to the extreme, but like, because I don't want to make it sound like insensitive to disabled people because they go through real like fucking struggles that we don't have to. It's crazy when you start to think about it,
right?
Like, all that shit, like just putting on your pants and shit that we just do. But yeah, never mind. No, we were onto something there though. What were we talking about?
I don't know. We were talking about debates. We were talking about
the ethics questions from college. Another one that I remember was, all right, so hypothetically, up in like northern Minnesota, right by the Canada border, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a coffee shop, and the coffee shop is called Beaner's Coffee.
Nice.
Right? Right? But not in like an ironic way.
Yeah, they're just
not like we're making a joke about Mexicans and coffee, and it's like
we just got good beans.
It's like it's just about the coffee beans. They're not familiar with that term. It's more of a California term, like
for sure.
Down south term, you know, small town, whatever. They're just coffee beans, Beaners. And then someone comes to that town from California and sees the Beaners coffee and is maybe rightfully, you know, upset by it.
Is this person Mexican or are they a white person
let's say they're
upset
Mexican.
On behalf of...
I don't want to butcher like the experiment.
No,
whatever
for sure.
But like, let's say they're Mexican. Yeah, a Mexican from California comes up to northern Minnesota and sees the Beaners coffee and is like upset and lets them know that, hey, Beaner is an offensive term that's used. Here's Urban Dictionary. Look it up. Like, nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what would you and what should you do as the owner of Beaner's Coffee?
I would first hope.
Tell them to go fuck themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking don't bring your California voting to Minnesota, cocksucker. Get out of here. Fucking beat it. Does cocksucker work instead? No.
Something like that.
It depends what the tone is they take in on it, right? So is the lady like coming in and respectful, like, hey, this is, or is she like a Karen where it's like trying to get the place shut down because, I mean, there's so many variables.
No. Let's say it's like this.
Okay, then you just talk to her.
She's requesting that you change the name of your business.
Oh,
but like as or just like letting you know that the name of your business is also something that is just like, you know. She's just
I
letting you
had
know.
no
She's like,
idea.
hey, like
I didn't know that was a slang term for that. My apologies. I'll
what are you
definitely
gonna
talk about it
do
with our
now?
staff, and we'll see what we can do about it. Thank you for letting us know, though. It really is. It's good to know. Seriously, thank you. Would you like a coffee? And give her
Would
a
you like
nice,
the Beaner special?
yeah, exactly. Give her a cup that says Beaners on it to take home. Here you go, ma'am. No, you hope that they
Hey, this
are
coffee's for Beaners
understanding.
only.
Yeah,
Dude, there's a bit there for sure.
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm sure it's been a sketch. I'm sure of it. But then you just, I mean, see if it has an impact on business. You don't let one rotten apple spoil the whole bunch. You know what I mean? You've been fine up until this point.
Yeah.
Depends how long you've been open. I mean, so many variables, but you don't change it for one person.
Yeah.
So it's sad. You offer her free coffee for life. From one beaner to the next, free coffee.
Yeah, exactly.
Free coffee.
Free coffee for Beaners who are offended.
No, yeah, that one's tough. That one would be tricky. The race ones were always tough to navigate in class, especially because I was a lot in like teaching classes, and so it would be people of other races, and then I would be me as the only male most 90% of the time, and so I'm fighting a battle on two fronts, fucking writing what I'm going to say the night before, and just like, nope, can't say that, a little too stern, you know what I mean? Like, just gotta really tweak what you're going to say. But
well, that's a shame, man. I want people to be able to let it rip.
Yeah, same. But if you want to be able to get through a class, I tried doing it that way.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Senior year of high school, Miss Jeffries. I don't know if you ever had her, but she's very liberal, and she likes to teach her class from that standpoint. And me being me, family of teachers, not even from a Republican standpoint, I like neutrality. You know what I mean? Give us the facts. I don't want your spin on what's going on. No, thank you. And so she would say stuff, and then I would like immediately, not correct, but I would try and guide it into a more neutral way. And it got to the point where she would just end up sending me out of class and be like, sorry.
Disrupting.
Yeah, exactly.
You're disrupting the matrix, brother.
And so, once
we got outside.
Exactly, 100%. Once we got to college, I was just like, yeah, I'm just.
You're engaging with the fucking what's it called?
Curriculum. Fucking.
There it is. That's the word I was looking for.
You can't. Yeah, just stupid. So in college, you just don't rock the boat. Don't rock the boat, baby.
So what type of student were you, Jim?
I was a great student. Never missed class.
Were you a note taker? Were you more of like a sit and listener? Were you an engager?
All the above. I didn't really engage too much. Like I said, I was the only male in class, and so the teacher would always ask my perspective, like, as a male, what do you think about this? So it was like not me offering it up. It was just like, you're going to tell us what you're thinking. You know what I mean? It was like one of those things, which is nice because it's a guaranteed pass. You know what I mean? If you're constantly put on the spot, the teacher cannot fail you. But yeah, I always showed up to class, front row sitter, you know.
Front row sitter.
Out of junior college. Once I got to UNR, front row all the time. But at De Anza, it was always like you knew one or two people in the class. Let's head to the back rows just so we stay out. You know what I mean? You chit chat a little bit. You don't want to disrupt. But when I don't know anybody, I'm like, fuck it. I'll be in the front row. I'll raise my hand.
Absolutely.
I'll do the readings.
Suit and tie on game day.
Oh yeah.
Coach Carter rule.
That's one thing.
Got his son into West Point. Come on.
One thing I liked about basketball was dressing up before games. Kind of sick.
So sick. So glad that we did that.
Yeah.
Especially during that time of year, too.
That's what I mean. It's cold outside.
It's winter.
It made us feel like, honestly, it felt like we were part of that Miracle team. You know what I mean? Like that scene in Miracle where they're all on the plane, like seeing their breath walking out. That's always what I envisioned. And we were so far from it, but that's what I envisioned.
No, Christmas trees are out that time of the year. I remember getting into some shenanigans, like fully dressed up in our dress shoes and our suit and tie
told the story
with the windbreaker?
Yeah, the windbreaker. That's what I was going to say. Have I told the story on here about us getting fucking the gun pulled on us at Willow Glen Elementary School or Willow Glen Middle School?
No.
So it was after a basketball game. We're all at Jake's. I probably did tell, whatever. We're all at Jake's, and there's this guy who I think likes kids, but he told us a secret. If you stick if it was a coach of yours, JV basketball coach. He said
ahead.
if you stick the screw, I know that's why I didn't say a name. If you stick the screwdriver in the hole where the light switch is on the tennis courts, the lights will stay on all night because they have like a 10 o'clock timer. They'll shut off. And
tennis court
at Willow Glen Middle School on the middle school side by like Wallenberg or whatever that park is. And so we're like, okay, perfect. We were big into street hockey at the time, playing tons of it. And so we're like, fuck it. Friday night, let's play some hockey. We're at Jake's talking about, let's get the lights on, whatever. I'll go pick up the hockey sticks. So we take everybody to my house, pick up the hockey sticks and a screwdriver to jimmy the light in. And so we're like yelling the whole time, like, oh, like about the screwdriver, like who has the screwdriver, this and that. And so we do it. The lights shut off at 10, doesn't work. Thanks, coach. And so we're leaving Willow Glen and we get blurped by a cop, and it's like probably 10:30 at this point, and he gets over the intercom and he's like, shut off your car. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then he's like, I definitely told this a few weeks ago. Now that I'm saying this, he's like, no, roll down your window. And I'm like,
you didn't tell it to me though, right?
No. I probably told him the other. Yeah. And so he tells me to roll down my window, and I'm like, you just told me to shut off like the car. What are we doing? Like, this is crazy. And like, I open my door to like yell at him and like tell him this, and he tells me to throw the keys. And so I think the back two windows were down, and everyone has their hands like on the roof of the car. He's telling us to put the roof, like hands on the roof. If you're in a window seat, put your hands outside the window. And we're like, what the fuck is going on? And so this guy comes around.
You fit the description.
What? Yeah, right? I'm like,
you fit the description.
And there's 8, I think there's 7 of us because it's my dad's car, in a car. And so he comes up and he's like behind the wall, and he's got his gun drawn, and he's like, it's the place by our cafeteria. It's got like holes in the wall. There's like little squares cut out. And he's like peeking through there with his gun, like trying to get a read on us. He comes up to LeTriangle's side of the car, like in the back seat. And his gun is like this close to Mitch's head. Crazy shit. And then like he finally puts his gun in his pocket, and he's like, oh, we got a call for vandalism. You guys fit the description, blah, blah, blah. And so it turns out Chad Mills had just broken his collarbone. And so he said, lift your arm. He only counted an odd number of arms in the car. And so he was like freaking out that someone was fucking around with something. Yeah. And so that's why he had drawn his gun. Anyways, I hadn't had my license for a year. And so I'm like, I'm fucked. You know what I mean? Like, this is the end.
I bet he didn't trip about that.
Well, yeah, exactly. So he was like, well, we got a call for vandalism at the football field. And we're like, thank God we weren't out there. And he's like, they said they had a screwdriver. You guys don't have a screwdriver in your car, do you? And I was like, no, officer. And it's sitting right in the middle under a sweatshirt. And I like, only time I've ever lied to a cop. And I felt so guilty as soon as I said, but I was like, we don't need to go. You know what I mean? Like, there's no reason. We didn't do shit. So he's like, if I follow you out to the football field, you're not going to drive away, are you? And I'm like, no. Like, what, are you kidding me?
Tell me what to do.
Exactly. Like, just what the fuck? So he puts his lights on. He's like, I'll follow you out. And so we turn left onto Dry Creek. And I'm going around like by the softball field, and it's a 1-lane road, like, but it takes a turn. And so we get to the softball field, and I put my left blinker on because like I'm tripping so hard, and there's nowhere to go but left. Like the road runs there, and everyone just starts laughing at me.
Do I not?
Literally, and everyone's like, dude, what the fuck? Like, just starts making fun of me immediately. And I was like, okay, that like literally broke the tension. I was like, fuck, thank God. And so we get to the football field, and he's like, all right, like gets back on the intercom. He's like, get out of the car, and I'll follow you out to the football field. I'm like, this is ridiculous. And so we were playing hockey. So I had my dress clothes from basketball. I had my dress shirt rolled up to like my biceps, and my pants rolled up halfway to my quads because I was just being an idiot. And so this cop's following me out there dressed like a total buffoon. We walked the whole length of the football field, and he's like, all right, there's no damage. You're good to go. I'm like, this is crazy. And I'm like, no,
Am I being detained right now?
Well, so I call Hutchings right away and was like, this isn't we're not just good to go. And so I got the badge, the name, and all that, and I was like, "That's sorry, bud. Like this isn't no chill. Pulling gun on high schoolers not gonna fly here."
Hopefully, you got a stern talking to.
I don't think he was back on the streets.
Whoa.
Kind of a one and done. I think he was a veteran of a war too, which makes it all the scarier.
I see.
Yeah, yeah, not good. Yeah, pretty crazy. Shit. We're at 47 minutes. We can either go into a draft or
you got some?
I don't know. A little some hunting stories with Brett. So I went hunting with one and only BFeez Brett Foley. This was 2 weekends ago now, and we went out to Los Banos. So like an hour and a half drive, but like we did it. Yeah. What'd you say?
The Valley, right?
Yeah, exactly. Hundo P. The Valley smells like dump. But anyways, we usually go duck hunting right in Santa Clara, but we were like, fuck it, like let's try something new. We'll go out, and the way it works is it's a lottery system. So like if you want to hunt the refuge, you put in 2 weeks before, and then the night before they draw numbers, or 3 days before they draw numbers, and then so like neither of us did that. So we went in like not knowing if we're going to get a spot or not. So after those people go, they have like a secondary drawing where you can enter the night before, and they just like choose numbers. So that's what we're going in, and I have to be there by 9:00 PM in order to enter the drawing. So it's because it's the night before we're supposed to hunt, and they just want to have everything sorted out. So when the morning comes, they just draw numbers. Okay. So I worked till 7 on a Friday going to Los Banos. There's no way I'm getting there by now. Like it's not. I'm looking it up. It's saying 2.5 hours, and it's like 3 p.m. So I call out of work and just say I got a headache. Like I cannot, I can't do it anymore. Like I got to go home and just fucking dip. And then I ended up leaving a little early on a Friday, and I got there in plenty of time. But when I get there, I got to go put in for the reservation, and I go meet Brett at this restaurant called Wool Growers, and it's like a old school French restaurant. Like you pick your main entree, but they're just bringing everything out as a table. You know what I mean? It's just kind of everyone shares. It's like fucking bean soup and just kind of weird shit. But everyone's like,
you down.
Yeah.
Log cabin food.
Honestly, it's kind of like that. Very
like
weird.
Fancy?
It's like, like taxidermy on the wall and shit though. Like, it's a cool place. And so
50-ounce steak if you want it.
Right. And so everyone's getting the prime rib, and I'm like, fuck it. The whole table ordered prime rib. Like, me too.
Espresso martini. This situation.
Yeah, exactly. Want one more. And so I order it, and it comes out, and this was the most raw piece of meat I had ever encountered.
And what do you order?
It was a prime rib. It just you don't order it anything. You just the prime rib, and they cook it their way, and they bring it out, and it was like, no matter which, like I was looking at everyone's plate because I was like, am I fucking this up? Everyone's piece of meat was like a fucking toddler had like just try to rip it apart with their hands. It was crazy. And like no one said
it back.
No one said a word, and everyone just kind of fucking dealt with it. And I was like I can't be the only one. So I just ended up picking it up and eating it with my hands. I was like, this is like, I'm not wasting my money here. You know what I mean? Like, fuck that.
Yeah.
But Did
you guys talk about it after?
No. And so I meant to talk about it with Brett when we went hunting the next morning, but never did. So anyways, we, after that, go back to the refuge. Everyone starts drinking a little bit, having a few beers, and, sleeping in the parking lot of this place. And so I sleep in the car. Brett's friend has like a trailer. Brett sleeps in there. I could have spooned with Brett. I was like,
I'm good.
I sleep in the car. I sleep in the car every day at work for a nap. So I'm like, I know it's comfortable. My back's not going to hurt. I'll sleep in the car.
Cuddling with the bear is a dangerous game.
It's a very dangerous game, especially after he's had a few.
The paws come out.
Do they ever? But no, so I go sleep in the car, and I wake up at like 2 a.m. and it's an early wake up call. It's like a 4 a.m. wake up call. Make sure we're up for the lottery and everything. And I wake up at like 2, cannot go back to sleep. went to bed at like 11. So I'm running on 3 hours of sleep. Go to Mickey D's, get a fucking coffee. And it was so good.
Oh yeah. You love McDonald's coffee.
Yeah, it's the best. And so I'm sitting there waiting for Brett to get up, whatever. He finally gets up, and then we go, and we look like such amateurs. Neither of us had done this in a long time. It's been like 4 years for me. But we thought we were part of like the first lottery. And so we were up there with like a bunch of guys, and we're like, no, like we're definitely number 25. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. And like the guys made us look fucking stupid as hell. And I was like, God damn it, Brett. I was like, let's go sit in the car. I need to walk that one off. And so anyways, we end up going out there, and we go to a spot that Tyler, I don't know if you know Brett's friend Tyler, I forget his last name. Tyler, God damn it. It's going to kill me.
Elias' cousin.
Oh yeah. I think you're right. Either way though. So we go out there, and he says, go to this spot. It's full of ducks. I've been there before. We get out there. There's no water to be seen. And like, it's like a mile trek, and then I'm wearing.
He's like, yeah, when I was 12, I went with my dad.
Literally, he's like, I walked it preseason. Like, it's a hella ducks out there, and so me and Brett are like, fine, like we don't know where to go out here. Your call, like we'll just go. And so Brett's wearing waders like up to his nipples. I got waders just up to my hip because I usually hump by myself, and I'm like, I don't want to get in too deep of water, like just a recipe for disaster. So he crosses this water line that's like all the way up to his nipples, and he's like, it's too deep. Like, what do you want me to do? And I was like, well, I mean, I don't, what do you want? Like, go
what do you want you to do?
Exactly. Yeah. Like, this is kind of your operation. I got invited to this. So I was like, just go find a spot. And mind you, I have like 30 pounds of decoys on my back. I have my gun, chair, bag. Like, I have a ton of shit on me. And he's got, and I'm not shit talking Brett, but he's got his bag and his gun. And like,
and he's a mountain man.
Yeah, and I mean, don't get me wrong.
A mile for him is like 3 miles for me.
Yeah, and we're about the same size. He's just a brute, and I'm not, but I would put me over as a pack mule any day over Brett. Don't get me wrong.
All right.
But I'm like, okay, go find a spot.
How many surgeries later?
Yeah, exactly. 5. I'll meet up with you. And so he starts walking, and like I have to take the long way, and I don't realize it at this point. I put in 3 miles with 30 pounds like loosely on my back, like not strapped the right way, and I'm like sweating my ass off. And he's like, "This isn't gonna work. Like someone's here." I'm like, "Dude, this is crazy." And we're getting down to shoot time. So now like it's 20 minutes until we're allowed to start shooting ducks, and that's like the best time to shoot. And like we're just scrambling. We end up in like, sorry, Brett, not a very good spot. And it was just like, there's nothing we could do. We were running out of time. It was a spot that had water. We just plopped down. And we didn't shoot fucking shit. It was like the most depressing, like cold morning, didn't see anything. And then just both of us had to chalk it up as, it was like a learning experience. You know what I mean? It was like one of those where like, all right, now we know what to do, but we'll never fucking be back here. And so it was.
That's what you get for going to Los Banos.
Literally went that morning, and then I drove home that day and was just like defeated. That was Saturday, and then Sunday morning woke up, Sunday afternoon went to my normal spot in Sunnyvale, shot 4 ducks in a matter of 10 minutes, and just went home. I was like, just add a nice cherry on top of you drove 2 hours to do fucking nothing. You know what I mean? Just the shit.
You making some jalapeno poppers?
That's the goal is. So now I've got a decent amount of birds, so I can whip some shit up next time. I think I'm gonna cook them Christmas Eve and just really piss off my father, smell up the house as much as possible.
Dude, the farts from the duck poppers are explosive, dude.
They smell like duck. It's crazy. It really is. Like, it's weird.
They have extra power to them. It's crazy. It's like gunpowder.
They're bad, but they're delicious. But yeah, that's all I've been up to. Just duck hunting, jiu-jitsu. Nothing changed.
I love it, man.
Let's get into a draft. How about that?
Let's do it.
Now, what do we want to do? You called an audible once again on me.
I did call an audible, but I do think it's a better draft.
So do you want to go with the Lefties draft?
I want to go with the Lefties draft.
Okay. All right.
And pull something up. By all means, pull something up.
I think I'm good. I worked on this.
I might need some help down the stretch, but I got a few.
Okay. Yeah. And it's like when in doubt, athlete. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I figured.
Yes.
So I have a lot of athlete heavy lists, but a lot of non too. So
me too. All right, perfect.
All right. With that being said, fuck, my arm's bruised up. Oh shit. I didn't turn up the sound effects for this shit. Oop, I turned on the laugh track. That's hilarious.
We have a laugh track? We got to start incorporating these for sure.
That's in person because you can't hear it. Like it doesn't transfer. I got to figure that out.
All right, you want to go first? Go first.
There are the tones. Shoot, okay. Me first. Let me set up a nice little T-board for us so I can keep track. Round one. All right, I think I'm going to go with an athlete first pick.
Okay.
He's a pitcher, the big unit, Randy Johnson.
Taught me how to throw a curveball.
Oh, Jesus, I totally forgot about that. That's so funny.
He was on my list.
Really?
Killed a dove. He's a dove killer.
He's a dove killer. But real quick, let's go back to that. I went over to your house one time, and you go, dude, I had the craziest dream. And like, you're like, no, you didn't even say dream. Take that back. You're like, Randy Johnson. That's all you said was Randy Johnson taught me how to throw a curveball. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, I met Randy Johnson and he taught me how to throw a curveball. And it wasn't until like an hour later you gave up the shit and you're like, I met him in my dream and he taught. And I will say the finger placement was nice on the curve. You knew what you were doing.
Little something like
a little wrist action. But yeah, no, Randy Johnson.
Good pick.
The GOAT. Sad that he hurt himself with the Giants swinging a bat. Not how his career should have ended, but he's now a photographer for the NFL. He's MLB, does it all. Just a sick dude. Love
to see it. Love to see those former athletes doing the photography. Other shit. He's exactly. Not the only one.
Hundo P. But yeah, I think that's going to be, he's the epitome of a lefty. Kind of a weird dude.
Bring the lefty out the pen, dude.
Yes, sir.
I know he's a starter, but yeah.
I know what you mean. All right. Hit us.
Shout out to Meek and Mig in the pen.
Mike and Meek.
Mike and Meek in the pen, dude.
Yeah,
all right, first pick here. See, I was gonna go with an athlete, but then you scared me by mentioning that you have some who are non-athletes. So I'm gonna have to go with my non-athlete first.
Ooh.
And he is an athlete. Barack Obama.
Nice.
Was that on your list?
No, I knew he. Now that you say that, I know he's a lefty, but no, wouldn't have been on my list. I will say, for a president, definitely an athlete.
For president, definitely an athlete. We agree on that.
I one thing about Obama. What? Go on.
I mean, best hooper to ever be president for sure.
Yeah, probably.
Best athlete to ever be president.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that one. Abe Lincoln was a great wrestler.
That's another fact you pulled out of your ass that one time. Crazy.
It's true though.
I know. I trust me. I had to look it up multiple times since. And I've spread that to multiple people that he's a great at jiu-jitsu. That's like my most commonly told fact. Just throw it to all the wrestlers.
501 as an amateur.
Kind of sick. But no, I wish they showed Barry fucking ripping heaters. That's the one thing. Let the man rip darts in public, for Christ's sake. Let him fucking rip heaters on the bench. Fucking
in a decade.
Blow me. Spike it down and go ball.
Hasn't smoked in a decade, Obama.
Lies. But no, that's a good one. Lefty. Wow, Brock definitely didn't make my list, but will garner some votes. That is for goddamn sure. And with that being said, number 2. I am gonna go with Don't
take my guy.
Is your guy Jimi Hendrix? Because that's who I'm gonna go with.
Oh wow, that's nice.
And he's legend. Covered many songs. The best national anthem ever, I would say. There's nothing that gets me more
controversial one.
Yeah. People did not approve at the time. Doing a little too much.
A little too much whammy stick.
The greatest. Guitar Hero style. Yeah. Guitar Hero style. But yeah, no, Jimi Hendrix, just legend top to bottom. Died way too soon. But something about listening to his music when you're under the influence, it just seems right, you know?
Oh man, something about it. I actually want to name one of my kids after Jimi Hendrix.
Just spell it with 2 M's and a Y instead, and just
No,
say
we're
it's
going.
for Jimi Hendrix.
No, we're
Don't name him
going.
Hendrix. No. Name him
Yeah,
Jimmy.
yeah. No, we're naming him Hendrix, aka we'll call him Henny. It'll be beautiful.
Doing too much.
Henny Landers?
Henny
All right, ring the
Landers.
bells.
Holy shit. Round 2
right.
for you.
This man's nickname is the Lefty.
Wow.
Phil Mickelson.
Yep. Phil was on my list.
Arguably greatest golfer of all time. Greatest Tiger's from California too.
Yeah.
Greatest white golfer of all time.
Greatest golf gambler of all time.
Yes. Is it over $1 billion?
I think that's what that new book said. Yeah. Had gambled over $1 billion in his
lost
career.
Over $1 billion.
Lost? I thought it was just gambled. That's crazy.
Maybe gambled.
I don't know. Either way is that's a steep figure. And he's just kind of sick. Went to the Live Tour and has kind of told everyone to eat a dick. Doesn't really care.
Oh, I would have been on the signing with the Live so fast, bro.
Really?
Cash me out. Oh my God.
Yeah.
The numbers getting thrown at him are ridiculous, and then the merge happened anyway.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, people are still mad at John Rahm, but like the PGA's kind of gone back on the word about everything. Why would you not go to PGA for 700 mil? Like, him and Shohei I think both signed for 700 mil. That is crazy. Quick thing on the Shohei. Did you see what they did with his contract?
No, what is it?
So they are paying him only $2 million a year on the payroll, so they can go. He's like their cheapest player a year, and then they deferred all the payments till after his contract. So one, he'll be out of California, so he won't have to pay that tax, and two, he won't have to pay the jock tax because presumably if he's done playing, and then he'll get like 68 mil a year for the next 10 years after that. Crazy.
Oh. Payouts start after that?
Yeah, like the big payouts, the 68. So it's like Bobby Bonilla. I think it's July 2nd every year. Bobby Bonilla gets paid $1 million till 2035 from the Mets. It was the same sort of thing, deferred payments, so you can save your club money for the year. Go get good guys.
$2 million a year is a fine salary. And he's got all the advertising money. Smart.
No, he's so fine in money already. But yeah, exactly, right? So if you're trying to win a championship, be crazy not to.
Fuck the Dodgers.
Fuck the Dodgers is right. But I like that. Phil Mickelson. Round 3. I'm going to go with LeBron James.
What?
Is he a lefty?
I'll give it to you. He's not, but I'll give it to you.
He doesn't shoot lefty, but does he do everything else lefty? He was on all the lefty lists.
He is, really?
Don't make me look it up again.
No. If you already looked it up, I already said he's yours. I thought he was ambidextrous. If he were to swing a golf club right now, what would he swing it?
He's just a right-handed basketball player. Only legends are like that. My mom's same way, except reverse.
So he writes with his left.
Yeah. Does all that.
Dante's like this.
Really?
Dante writes with his left hand. He plays golf as a lefty. He plays baseball as a lefty.
I didn't know he was
plays basketball as a
baseball lefty. That's odd. I feel like that has to be a choice by the parents at a young age that say.
That's what he said it was. That's
really?
Exactly what he said it was.
Kind of smart.
He said he was a lefty, but his dad just told him everything right-handed.
Kind of smart. I would have done the other way.
I still don't buy it though. And you're just gonna shoot a natural fluid jump shot with your right hand? How?
I guess if you're from that young,
you have to be ambidextrous.
If you're only seeing righties too, like if that's all you see is people shoot with the right hand, I guess. But yeah, there's still gonna be. It's not gonna look great.
Throwing?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think he throws lefty, but still. Throwing with your offhand is like. That's the test.
I look so stupid to this day.
What do you throw with? I don't think LeBron throws lefty, but hey, he's yours. Great athlete.
I'm taking him.
Great lefty.
You know what? No one's going to look it up, so fuck it. Yeah. I'll take it. LeBron, fuck him.
I'll take another basketball player just to get right back at you here.
I like that.
Right? And it's not who you think. It's going to be Bill Russell.
Ooh.
You
Okay.
want to go basketball? I'll show you basketball. Hey, you want to talk finals MVPs? The trophy's named after the boy. And he did it as a lefty. And he went to San Francisco State.
But he doesn't have an in-season championship. You know what I mean?
You're damn skippy, Jim. And that's why LeBron's got the edge. LeBron just, it was 50-50, but LeBron just tipped the scales with the in-season.
Have you seen LeBron, some of these quotes that he's been throwing out there? People are saying he's just trying to get sound bites for his documentary. He's like, Father Time's undefeated, trying to give him his first loss. Just shit like that. It is so good.
I know they're doing a whole Last Dance shit right now.
Oh yeah, I used to be such a LeBron hater, and it's like you can't even hate anymore. He's so corny, and he knows it. Like he was lighting that trophy like it was a bong. I mean, just a hilarious guy. He's like that friend that never smokes that tries to impress everyone else, but I'll do it. I'll do it. Yeah, so good. But nice. I like the Bill Russell pick. Big lefty. I'm gonna go off the board. This one is a chef.
Okay.
It's gonna be Gordon Ramsay.
Bourdain. Oh.
Ooh, I don't know what Bourdain was. That would have been sick if he was. But Gordon Rams, and he's, I mean, just the consummate professional. He's what you think of a chef. He's a fucking dickhead. Probably did a lot of drugs back in his day, I would hope. But just the best. Love him on Hell's Kitchen. Still watching it. And yeah, Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, I love him on Next Level Chef. That's my favorite cooking show.
Wow.
I think we talked about it like a year ago.
Still haven't watched it, but everyone's been saying Next Level Chef's the show to watch.
It is.
Damn.
I might rewatch it.
How many seasons? Just one season?
2.
Okay. On Netflix?
It's not really a rewatchable show, but still.
Is it? What's it on?
Hulu.
Got that. I might throw that on tonight. Little G Rams.
Have you already watched Dave?
No.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that show. It's hard for me to get into those type of shows.
It's not 100% good. There's a lot of good in there, though.
Yeah, but like I feel like Weeds was the last show like that I watched. You know what I mean? Like I don't even know what kind of show is that? It's like not even a sitcom, but it's like
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. But I don't know.
It reminds me of Atlanta.
I don't know. Never seen that show. Did you see My Hall is in a new movie on Netflix?
#1 movie on Netflix.
Produced by the Obamas. Are we thinking conspiracy? Is there a little conspiracy behind this? Are they controlling Netflix?
Yeah, I would just go propagandsky.
Wow. I think they go hand in hand. I'm with you.
I think we see through it though, Jim.
Yeah.
I was having a little bit of a high thought in the car earlier. I'm like, and it's not the most original thought ever, but it's like we have as a generation like the most information at our fingertips, but that's why we're less smart.
Oh yeah.
And I know that's like I'm definitely not the first person to say that, but like back in the day, like it used to be more of a flex if you were knowledgeable. Like if you knew something, anything.
Right.
Like that's a flex because you had to go learn that somewhere.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
But now, and that's why I think there's like this thing about like people really wanting to share their opinions and act smarter than people on social media and shit like that. Because we're in the last generation of people just like knowing more than others.
Yeah, I mean,
like yes, some know more than others because they took the time to learn it. But in general, like everyone can kind of know the same amount, if that makes sense.
For sure. The barrier of entry is lower than it's ever been, so you can look anything and everything up. And 2, you got to think we're going to integrate with technology at some point. And when that happens,
Not me, Jim.
Is it going to be your choice, Josh? I don't know if it is. I think you already are integrated. You got that phone.
I believe in a man's right to choose, personally.
I mean, I do too, to an extent, but you got that phone already on your hip. Are you not already integrating? Are you not already?
I'm already in the metaverse. I'm integrated in a certain level, but I'm not physically integrated yet.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But if everyone does it and they're just lapping you in every facet of life, it's like it would be hard to not jump on board.
Nah, I'll be at the range and then I'll be on my porch.
The range?
Whatever, pick a range, gun range.
That's how I was curious. Which range are you talking? I like it.
Oh, no.
No, I like it. But Gordon Rams,
I like that.
That's my pick. Round 4 to you.
All right, so you got a baseball player, but you got the wrong baseball player.
Ooh.
Give me Babe Ruth. Baby Ruthie?
That is
the
good.
Sultan of SWAT. The Sultan of SWAT.
The King of Crash.
The King of Crash. The Colossal of Clout.
The Colossus of Clout. Babe
That's
Ruth.
my guy. I mean, need I say more?
No, that's a great pick. He was definitely mine. He's, I mean, an iconic figure. Set the curse on Boston. He was the greatest of all time. He was a pitcher, hitter, called the shot. The list goes on and on and on.
If you guys need to know any more about this guy, just watch Sandlot. I mean, that's it. I mean, just watch Sandlot. Legends, I mean, heroes get remembered.
Legends never die. Follow your heart, kid. You can never go wrong. What a quote. Yeah, no, Babe Ruth is great pick. I'm not going to pick this guy, but I was thinking Barry Bonds too. There's a little controversy around him, but
I'm a pick.
Barry is another guy. I think you should. He's a great lefty. He was my favorite player of all time. I don't know how I didn't, but Randy Johnson just felt way more fitting. But yeah, no, Babe Ruth, that's a can't miss pick. I mean, it's very solid.
I like it.
Let's go 5th round. So there's a couple guys. I had Mike Vick on my list. I mean,
yep.
Lefty QBs, just great guys, dog
the ball
lovers.
Spins the other way though. No one wants to talk about that.
And no
wide
one
receivers
wants to
train
catch
their
that.
whole life.
Exactly.
They train their whole life catching balls spinning one way.
I never.
Then they
got to
catch it spinning the other way, and people act like it doesn't matter. It matters.
It does matter, and if nothing
else,
else,
of reps.
It's
a lot of reps too.
Psychological. But it's like if you have a lefty QB coming up, and you happen to get a lefty QB in your big time, you're miles ahead of everybody. Da Vinci, left-handed. Will Ferrell, Sandy Koufax, Ben Franklin. I know. I thought you were going to go
Flanders.
Ned Flanders.
I read that. Yeah.
Legend. That was, what was your rap name?
Mine?
Yeah, with Bar Simpson.
Ned Flanders.
What was it? Ned Flanders. Legend.
It must have been.
But I'm gonna go with the one and only Napoleon Bonaparte.
Oh, Bread Flanders.
Bread Flanders. Yeah, Napoleon.
Napoleon?
Lock it in.
Did you watch the movie? Have you seen the movie?
No, I haven't yet. Have you?
Mm-mm.
No, I've heard good.
Not my type of movie, but
heard good and bad things. It's not 100% historical, so that's where I kind of fall off. I mean, love a documentary, don't really love a remake or recreation, but yeah. But Napoleon's sick though. I mean, short. He was 5'6", not really that short, honestly.
Especially for that time.
That's what I mean. Yeah, not really what we think. When they say that, I think like 5'2", 5 foot. But then he was banished from France to an island and said, fuck it, I'm coming back and I'm going to become the emperor of the free world again. Not the free world, this fucking world again. Did it, and then just went on a rampage. The guy was sick. But yeah, Napoleon, short king.
Good lefty. I like that.
Lefty. But yeah, that's my 5th and final pick. I kind of walked through some of my whatchamacallit, my honorable mentions, but round us out here on a round 5, will ya?
Well, Jim, I mean, you said a lot of names, but you didn't say the right name.
Oof.
And the right name is Albert Einstein.
That's good.
Great lefty, great scientist, great Jew. I mean, what do you want me to fucking say? Albert Einstein holding it down, can't remember his own phone number, but he knows that E equals MC squared.
That is true. Didn't he work with the Nazis, though?
Maybe.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I have no idea.
I was like, a lot of great scientists did.
They had zero choice too.
Right.
That's, I mean, Albert Einstein, great pick.
Great way to round it out, right?
It is. Kind of went full circle. We're back to Hanukkah. Let's old Albert. Have you seen
Ken Griffey Jr.?
Ken Griff,
mention.
Very sick. I'm trying to think of who else there is.
A-Rod?
No, righty. Zuckerberg.
Fuck him. I still got Elon.
Yeah. I mean, the size. I don't know.
He's gonna teach him why weight classes matter. I can't wait.
That's true. And Zuck's hurt.
I think I don't know where Elon grew up. I guess it's South Africa. I feel like he grew up training on a fucking ninja like sanctuary. Literally.
He's both of them are psychos. That's all I gotta say. I would love to see it. But shit, that's it, folks. That's the episode. Thank you for doing this with us, and until next time, adios. Peace.